everybody, it's Emerald Man 1994 here, and today we're going to be hunting a Barroth, which is our urgent quest. Okay, but I really recommend you eat on this one if you've never eaten before. Basically, go to the table, meals, dine alone. If you get fresh meat, you have a higher chance of getting these random skills. Now, my favorite skills are foodie. Number one, you always want to try to get foodie. And then you're going to want to try for Defender High or Pyro. They're very, very important ones. Okay, well, I'm going to attempt for Defender High, because I don't see foodie here anywhere. See how it says Defender High here? Well, let's try. Okay, with cash, let's see what we get. Now, certain things you eat will give you certain skills. This skill, I know it'll always give you health up. I got Feline Hornblower, Feline Firewalker, Feline Slugger, Feline Carver Low, but no Feline Defender. Well. Okay, so now we'll be doing our urgent quest. Leading the charge. Hunt a Barroth? Yep, it's the first time we've seen a Barroth. Look at the picture, that's a little glimpse of them. Located in the Sandy Plains. Talent 50 minutes, general environment is stable, yay. Subquest A, sever Barroth's tail. Subquest B is destroy 2 desert anthill. Yep, and me and Befiddle is Max, and we are on Monster Hunter Tribe Madness. Ooh. And now, I really recommend you guys bring cleansers. If you don't have any, buy some. You're gonna want them because, well, it's kind of important for this quest. And you'll see why. And also, I'm gonna bring some barrel bombs because, well, Max and I are going to attempt to break a certain part of the Barroth, which is really easy with barrel bombs. Okay, let's depart on the quest. Now, Barroth has a lot of parts you can wound, and he actually has 2 parts you can sever. So, it's like you really want to get ready for this Barroth, because there's a lot of stuff you can do on him. And you can, there's really unlimited parts you can wound, because for some reason they always seem to come back, and you need to, re-wound it. It's not really wounding, it's more like removing a piece, but then they'll come back on. You'll see what I'm talking about when you see the Barroth. Okay, if you have cool drinks or hot drinks, make sure you bring them. It's going to be very important for this quest. Get some rations. Remember, whenever you go to the Sandy Plains, you're always going to want cool drinks and hot drinks, generally. Okay, so Barroth is located in 3. So let's get to going. What the? Whoops. Oh yeah, and by the way, just reminded me, I'm using a longsword, the Shadowbinder, and me and Max are both using kind of like same weapon, and it's basically an Anata Bone Blade. If you're looking for one, get it. It's a nice weapon. It's a great paralysis weapon. And here we see a feline. Okay, here we go in Area 3 to see the Barroth for the first time. And the Barroth is exclusive to Sandy Plains, BTW. I guess the Barroth isn't here. What the? He was underground. There he is. Okay. So you see his head right there? You can take off that armor on his head. You're definitely going to want to do that because, well, yeah, you're just going to want to do it. Because it's something you'll be able to carve. Basically, he shakes like a dog, and then this happens. You get mud all over you. I'm going to give the signal so Befiddle comes and hits me. Thanks, Befiddle, and then the mud comes off. Or you could use a cleanser, which will get rid of the mud. Now, after you get mudded, like I just did, now you get water blight, and your stamina goes down really, really quick. So Befiddle and I have a technique we're going to use to remove the head armor, which involves the... Here we go. Now, we're going to paralyze them. Then we're going to set barrel bombs. Then we're going to detonate them with a small barrel bomb, and we're going to attack them. There we go. We wounded one part on him. And then we see a shiny object here. Let's get the shiny object. And basically, we were a little bit slow with that one. We were attempting to hit the head. It didn't exactly hit the head, but... Weaver's here. So basically, you can either set a trap or you can paralyze him. Because this head is a very hard piece to wound because your attacks like always bounce off. Because, well, it has super high defense. This guy does massive amounts of damage. You really need to watch out. He does a little charging attack. And when he does that, you need to watch out big time. Now look, see how steam's coming out of his head? That means he's enraged. And he will do more damage, and he's harder, like, he's just more difficult monster then. And he's really good with combos, as you can see. And wow, okay. There we go. Now, this monster is probably the hardest monster you've seen. Probably the hardest 2-star monster if you ask me. Even harder than the Radiant you saw before. Look at him, he's like a dog. He rolls around, but when he does that, his armor, the mud comes back on him, and it kind of acts like an armor. So if you hit his arm enough, the armor will come off of it. And when that happens, its defense goes down. But when he rolls like that, well, all your work has been in shambles, and yeah. Now you have to re-take off the mud, because he put it back on when he rolls like a dog. Ouch, this guy's just doing tons of damage. You really gotta watch out for his tail. We definitely need to get rid of his tail. We also need to wound his head piece. Jeez, that guy just cannot seem to be steadily attacking him. He's a fast monster, and he has the first roar that can actually, like, make you flinch. We'll see that probably soon. You shake him like a dog. There was his roar. You flinch. You can't move whenever he does his roar. They're just so loud. And he's fast. Look how fast he was. Jeez. He's paralyzed. And we detonate them on his head. You can either kick the bomb to detonate them, or you can set down a barrel bomb S. I like kicking the bomb because it's nice and quick. Sure, you take a bit of damage, but really, who cares? It's worth it. Okay, and if you look at his arm, you can see, well, the dirt stuff, the mud is off the arm. See, look, he's going in for that combo. He's so good with combos, the Barret. He can easily KO you with those combos. You have to be careful. Proceed with caution. What armor's been? Look, and the leg armor. Look, it's off. Both legs have been wounded. The Barret is digging. We forgot to paintball him, but that's okay. He's digging now. Look, watch the ground. You see how it? Look at me. Right there. You see how the ground's like bouncing up a little bit? That shows where he's going. But now I'm going to paintball him. So you can see where the ground is like bumping up. That shows where the Barreth is. So the Barreth fled to 4, and to do that he always will dig underground to do it. And the Barreth has been dazed by a flash bomb. Man! And he roars! Now, when a monster has those little stars around him, that means he's basically been dazed. And, well, he doesn't even know what he's doing. He's basically blind. He's blind and dizzy, so he just attacks and it goes in random spots and not in the right spots. Now this is a very, very, very hard monster. I died, when I first started, this was like the hardest monster I ever faced. And still, like, he's hard. Like, look at us, we're struggling. Ow, he's so good at comboing, and he's fast, he does tons of damage. And you always seem to often get dizzy on this. And look, the Barreth is enraged. You can see the smoke coming out of his head. Man! And the tail armor came off, or the tail mud came off. Barreth is paralyzed. I'm going to attempt to attack the tail. Okay, all mud is off the Barreth. Except the head, at least. You gotta get the tail, because that's part of the subquest. The desert anthills, well, you basically just need to make them run into the anthills, where the Alteross go out, basically. The head armor, the head mud came off. He's paralyzed. Tail was severed. Or the head, wait, whoa, what is that? Wait, yeah, his tail was severed. He's limping! Look, he's digging away. Let's let him go. Ooh, Barreth tail. We carved the tail. We got a Barreth tail. Now we need to wait for him to sleep, but... Okay, here's the thing. We need to get this head. And look, he's sleeping now, so we need to go in there, we just need to attack his head. Wait. Okay, ready to attack his head? Okay, well, we did a little bit of damage to his head. See, if we had barrel bombs, we could set it on his head while he was sleeping. And I do. Okay, Max, let's leave. Leave to Area 2. We're gonna make him sleep again. Then I'm gonna set a barrel bomb S+ on his head. I only have one. I'm gonna need a ration because, well, I need it. And I'm gonna sharpen up my weapon because you might as well, because the sharper it is, the less chance it has of bouncing off. Barrett is sleeping, let's go. So we gotta get this head armor. So really we don't want to attack anything else besides the head right now. He's rolling and all his armor's back on. Chances of taking off that headpiece is not good. Okay, let's do this. We're so close. We saw him limp. We know it's time. He roars. We're so close, I can feel it. Okay. He's got to get this head. Wow. Looks like I got to use a potion. Man! Really, this is not the weapon to try to wound his head armor with. Main quest complete. We never got a chance to wound his head. Well, darn. Barrett's shell. Barrett's shell. Barrett's claw. Hey, now you'd be able to wound his head if you kind of executed our attack a little bit better. Our first bombing, it didn't work out as planned. He got out of the paralysis too quick. Look at it, like, look at our attacks. They just bounce off. It's just the fact that it's of Barrett's head. I mean, can't go through it. Now watch, if I go attack any part, like this part, I'm just flashing through it like crazy. And quest complete! We killed the Barrett! Congratulations! Let's check the rewards. Okay, here we go. Barrett Ridge. Monster Bone M. Barrett Shell. Monster Bone M. Fertile Mud, which is the mud that he rolls around in. Fire Herb. Unknown Skull. Blue Hopper. Barrett Claw. Barrett Claw. Barrett Shell. Barrett Shell. Barrett Shell. And we're done! Congratulations! Yay! 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 We completed our urgent quest. Give yourself a round of applause. You now have unlocked every single 2-star quest that there is to do. Give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself a pat on the back. Congratulations! Woo! Okay, so next quest. I can promise you this. It is not going to be a boss because that'd be too cool. We're going to be doing some other regular delivery and just, minor minion killing quests. But I promise we'll get to see some new bosses soon. The 2-star quest categories are full of lots of awesome bosses. So stay tuned. And yeah, well that about wraps it up. Please rate, comment, share, and subscribe. It only takes a few clicks. And I will see you guys later. And until then, this is Emerald Man 1994, signing off.